the most accurate weather forecast in South Texas with meteorologist Tom Harris.
And welcome back. Here's another look at some of the storms across the area. This is in the Kingsville region where they picked up about 1/4 of an inch of rain. Our weather bug camera brought to you by Nissan GMC. But as I mentioned, Calallen, Annaville area, that is where the hardest rain definitely came down this afternoon. A little bit of street flooding out there made travel quite difficult if you were going through the region. This video brought to us by Manny Venegas, one of our photographers, and sent that in to us, and a lot of you saw that firsthand. We're looking at 83 degrees right now. We did drop down into the 70s with some of those storms around the area, but we have heated back up a bit. Cloudy skies, winds are out of the southeast, 13 miles per hour. Our high temperature today, 94, so 1 degree below average. Our morning low, 77. Officially out at the airport, we picked up a little more than 1/2 inch of rain. That puts us about 3 inches and 1/4 above normal as far as our rainfall for the year. 85 is the current temperature in Rockport, 85 in Beeville, Alice at 88 degrees. Still a little bit warm down in the Hebronville area. They're looking at 92 degrees. Now, as I mentioned, around these storms, we saw some very gusty winds. Our peak wind gust in Robstown, 41 miles per hour, 32 in Orange Grove. Not quite as much for us here, about 24 in Corpus Christi. Now those winds are going to taper off as we move into early Sunday morning, but in the afternoon those winds are really going to start to pick up, blowing anywhere between 15 to 25 miles per hour, some gusts over 30 miles per hour, and that should limit the amount of storms we're going to see tomorrow. Very few, as a matter of fact, but our beach and boating forecast, that will be affected. Our bays are going to be choppy, Gulf seas running right around 3 to 5 feet. If you're heading to the beach, low risk of rip currents. Combination radar and satellite imagery does show a lot of shower activity, but most of it dwindling right here in the Corpus Christi area. Sea breeze pushing those storms inland, and that's where we are seeing some of that heavier rainfall. You can see up near the Pleasanton area. So if you're doing any traveling up towards San Antonio, you're going to run into some of that rain. You can see most people remain dry, but those areas that did see the showers, they were rather impressive. You can see near Baffin Bay about 1.6 inches of rain. That storm from the video I showed you near the Annaville area, about 3.5 inches of rain, and just west of Refugio, close to 2 inches of rain. We have all this tropical moisture coming in, a stationary boundary. Everything just came together to give us that shower activity. Now we might see some lingering showers in the morning, but as the winds start to pick up, looks like that is going to dry out. Around the rest of the nation, we're seeing the monsoon moisture here. 2 problem areas, some rain that's been occurring across parts of Florida, but the real area that we're going to be watching is the northeast. They're expecting anywhere between 1 to 3 inches of rain. They had all the flooding last weekend, and it looks like they could see a little bit more. Taking a look at the tropics, we do have a little disturbance out in the Atlantic. Doesn't have much of a chance of developing, so no real threat for us. Here's a look at our forecast for tonight. Mostly cloudy skies, isolated shower, overnight low of 78 degrees. Tomorrow, partly sunny, warm and windy, looking for a high temperature of 93 degrees. Your 7-day forecast is brought to you by NEC Co-op Energy. So it's going to be windy for the end to the weekend. Then it's just going to be hot and humid, summer-like weather for the much of next week. We might see an isolated shower on Tuesday, but nothing like we saw today, because some of those storms were pretty impressive. I just happened to be driving through, had a lot of thunder and lightning, torrential rain. Drivers had to be very, very careful.
Yeah, I definitely saw the dark clouds.
Yes.
But